Governor Brad Little is declaring a fire disaster emergency for parts of Idaho and is deploying the Idaho National Guard to help fight the big grass fire. Statewide, the Idaho Department of Lands reports more than 500 fires have burned nearly 139,000 acres this season. Fighting those fires costs money, and the state doesn't always pay those costs up front. Sometimes they use something like a credit card. So here to talk about why the governor wants to change that is Justin Cord. Justin.
Well, Hunter, in Idaho, there are two different ways to pay for fighting wildfires with state resources, before or after. Kind of just like how you pay for anything else. If you want to pay ahead of time, you put money into the wildfire suppression fund and then pull out of that fund as the season goes on. If the fund runs out of money, you put those costs on sort of a wildfire credit card and then you pay it off after. The governor says, though, that is no way to do it.
It used to be we paid for fire after the fact, but our fire budget has gotten a lot bigger. This fire right up here, right behind Boise, is going to be, I think, over $10 million, which used to be our fire budget for the whole year. So I said, let's put money aside for it. We did every year. 2 years ago, the legislature said no. We went through all that money. This year, they didn't do anything until right at the end, and then they added, I think, $30 million, which is helpful. But we need to prepay fire. Our neighbors in Oregon, they had a big fire bill. They couldn't pay the bills to the firefighters until they had a special session to pay for firefighting. The prudent thing to do is, you know, you're going to have a fire. We have fires every year. Even in a non-fire year, it'll cost us $15 million for contracts, for equipment, for prepaying for airplanes. So we should pay for fire. We got a little money this year. We need to do more.
Last year, the governor said he wanted $100 million to go into that fund and to continue to pay into it. He says instead the legislature chose to do just $40 million one time. And last month, that fund ran out of money. More money went in at the start of this month, but experts say it is not going to cover the costs of fighting all these wildfires this year. And we are not close to being done with the wildfire season. But why does it matter if you're paying before or after?
Because we'd be clear out of money right now. We'd be fighting fire on a credit card. And when you're contracting for aerial assets, when you're contracting for fire crews, when you're contracting for equipment, it's just like anything else in life. If you show up with cash, you say, I want a contract, but I don't know when I'm going to pay you, you're not going to get as good a deal as if you show up with cash.
Governor obviously has some influence here, being the governor and also being on the land board. So he's advocating to make sure that pot of firefighting money gets fully funded. Hunter? I
know it's early, but how much has this wildfire season cost us so far?
So far, it's been about like 20 million or so, but that continues to go up considerably over these past few days. Bad fire season is going to cost you about $70 million. We're probably, they have less than half of that in that firefighting fund right now. So we're going to be putting some of this on a card.
Yeah. Wow. It's dangerous when I use a credit card. I will say that. I will say that. All right, Justin, thank you.